Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a great day today. Welcome back to the show, and in this video, we're going to be doing a review for Iron Man 2, which came out in 2010. This was one of the films in Phase 1 of the MCU, so one of the older ones, and a lot has definitely changed since then, kind of just the overall tone and vibe. So does this film still stand up? Well, let's hop right into the review and talk about some of the stuff that works. Now, I think the acting is overall very good, the characters are all great, and obviously this introduces Black Widow and you get to see way more of Nick Fury in this. And I think the characterization, all of that stuff is done very well. And it is worth noting they got a new actor for Rhodey in this movie, and he's played him ever since. So overall I think people have got more used to him. I don't really think I prefer one over the other. They were both pretty good, and overall the visuals are good because this is back when CGI was obviously a thing, people were using it, but they didn't do every single little thing with it, and it wasn't to the point where they were lazy with it. All of it was finished, because with a lot of recent films, CGI has actually just gotten worse. And what they do with the story is pretty interesting, although there are kind of a lot of plot points and different ideas that they're trying to put in this movie. One of them being Iron Man's health, as he needs to figure out what to do with his heart and the whole suit condition. Another one is that it kind of dives into his past with his father, and at the same time it's also trying to set up the Avengers with all of that kind of stuff in there. And of course you have two bad guys, Whiplash and Justin Hammer, which, by the way, if someone's last name is Hammer, you just know they're going to be the villain. Then you also have the whole idea of the government being worried about his Iron Man suit and wanting to take it away from him because it's too dangerous. And of course Rhodey gets his own suit, and there's even points in the movie where Rhodey and Tony don't even trust each other. And a lot of people have just kind of complained that these are way too many plot points for a movie, and it's just way too much stuff going on, so all of them are kind of underdeveloped. And I will say all of them do kind of tie into each other, so you do have to give it credit for that, but it definitely doesn't do the best job it could with making sure they all worked that well, because it doesn't lean into any of them specifically, and overall the movie can feel a little bit awkward, a little bit inconsistent in pacing as well as the overall tone. But throughout the whole thing it is very entertaining. And to dive more into the villains, I don't think either of them are that great. The motivations seem to work, and on a story level it does seem like it should work, but I don't think the execution for either of them was as good as it should have been. And then I also feel like there are plot holes in this movie, just gaps in logic, some stuff that doesn't make sense. And one specific one in particular that stands out is Whiplash's first attack on the racing thing, because there's no way he could have planned on Tony being in the race, and it doesn't make sense how there weren't any guards or anyone that would have shot him when he wasn't even wearing armor. And it just didn't really make sense for him to wind up in a position where he'd be able to kill Tony that easily. And it's still a fun and entertaining sequence in and of itself, but overall it doesn't make as much sense as you would think, and there's a lot more stuff like that that's just scattered throughout the movie. So there's definitely some stuff to like about this movie, especially what they do with the shield and setting up the Avengers. There's even a post-credits scene that hinted towards the Thor movie, but this definitely is a flawed movie, one of, if not the weakest of the first phase of the MCU. But for being that, it's really not that bad. So overall, on the quality scale of 0 to 100, we'll give it a 72%. And if you're a fan of Marvel, you probably need to check this one out. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the movie in the comments section down below. If there's a movie you would like me to review, you can also let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next one.